All right, I'm here. Hey guys. Hello, John. Brian. Got two guys from Oregon today. Pomona's back here. Washington. Al Sereno, the hood. April. So, John, you went fishing. What did you go fishing for? I don't know if it's true, but I was told that, and I probably need to check. That some of the boats up in the Bay Area are going to start doing charters. I don't know if it's this weekend or next weekend. Let me see. Just trying to see. Yeah, Emerville doesn't have anything posted up there. Trying to see who might be doing trips. Yeah, I haven't seen anything anywhere. All right, let me get back to you guys here. Yeah, nobody knows when it's opening up. I think they're going to open up. I think they're going to open up north first. I think it's going to be Ventura County, then Orange County, and then who knows what else. There was an email going out today from the High Sierras from Mammoth Lakes telling everybody not to come visit them. Like, don't come up in June. But I don't know if that's just them saying that or if it's going to be an order or something that you can't go up there. Yeah, none of the boats in Long Beach are running. I can tell you that. Berth 55, Pier Point, none of them are running right now. I don't think 22nd Street's running. Pretty sure they're not running. I don't know if the Gale Force is going to run tomorrow. They're talking about running. And I don't know if they're doing a charter, or if they're just going to do a crew trip. They just put brand new engines on the boat. So they really want to run it and see how the new engines are, if they have to fix anything, that everything's on nice and tight. But I don't think anybody knows yet. I don't think they're taking paying customers, but I don't know for sure. Yeah, I don't know if you're going to be fishing in Maui next month. Um, when you go to Hawaii right now, you have to go straight to the hotel and you have to stay there for 2 weeks. You can't leave the hotel room. So before you fly to Hawaii, if you're planning to go to Hawaii for 10 days, don't bother going because you're not going to be able to go anywhere. And as far as I've heard, none of the boats are running. None of the charter boats are running in Hawaii right now. I was talking to my insurance agent, and he was talking about that, how a lot of his clients over there, he's afraid are going to go out of business because they can't run. April, come here. April's acting up already. I don't think she'll go that far. Oh, there she goes. She walks like she's in this room. She walks like she's on quicksand. There's landmines. So she got her food. That's pretty good. She hasn't walked in that far in the room in a long time. So Kevin says South Tahoe said to stay home. And the letter I saw too, Kevin, said Mammoth, the whole Mammoth area, to stay home. Yeah, there's a what's that? Lakeside Welder. Yeah, there's a small craft advisory right now. You should check your weather report before you take the boat out. But there's a small craft advisory. So I don't know if any of you tried using our website yesterday, but it got hacked, and we have it running now, and hopefully they're going to do a little bit more work on it and see if they can run it and get it run faster. But yeah, we got hacked like a week, about 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So hopefully that'll be okay. Yeah, yeah. So your boat's 38 feet long. Yeah, even if it's really blowing hard, I didn't see the latest report. I saw it yesterday, and it said small craft advisory. So you probably want to stay in. I don't know when it's going away. If it goes away tomorrow or Sunday, but it looked like it was going to be like that for a while. So James, you say nobody can visit St. Louis Obispo County? Wow. Yeah, I heard Catalina's just opening up um, the boat slips this weekend, so you can go over there and get a boat slip. I don't know if you can go on land, but they said they were opening up the boat slips. So I don't know what that means. Haven't called over there and checked. Yeah, Lloyd, I don't think it's the reflection on the floor thing with April because the whole house is wood floors. And she walks around the rest of the house like there's no problem. It's just this one room. And somebody suggested that they thought maybe it's because she's looking um, at me on the screen and doesn't understand why there's two of us. So I don't know. So Kevin says that Alpine County is supposed to open up, which is north of Mono County. That's almost all the way up to Tahoe, isn't it? Yeah, Lloyd, the website's up now. It was down most of the day yesterday, and I think last night they got it running. What website do I see for marine forecast? I just go to NOAA. I think it's I think that's it. But and I just go to NOAA, and then you click on the map. It's really important when you go to NOAA website. You click on the map, and you click on the area that you're going to be fishing. Because if you just stay on that wide picture, it gives you a really wide weather report from Point Conception down to San Diego border. But if you're only going to go to Catalina, if you're going to be Santa Monica Bay, San Diego, you want to click in that area, and it'll give you a better forecast for that specific area. Did I go fishing? Raspberry wants to know if I went fishing. No. Yesterday I was in the office working, and today I was here, and a friend came by to help me with the skiff. So I didn't get to do any fishing. And my friend did most of the work on the skiff, so that was very nice of him. See, she'll make another visit. There she is. Scarfing down one piece of bone. Oh, so I knew there was an earthquake, but I thought it was in Nevada. I didn't know it was up in Mammoth Lakes area. I saw pictures of road damage, but I thought that was all in Nevada. See, she only comes in here if there's food. Why don't you want to visit me? Nope, just food. She's like a fish. You get a little chum line going, she'll get closer and closer. That's about it. So, Brian, you can go to Two Harbors, but you can't go to Avalon, or is Avalon open too? Wednesday, we're talking about rubber boots. Yeah, we have a link to them on our store under accessories. I think I have. Let me find them for you. You just go to my store and you look under, it said fishing terminal tackle and accessories. And they're there. They're on the first page. So here's a link. The website's working right now. So that's good. April, you can come over and say hi. So here's the link for the raffle. All right, so it doesn't include Avalon, huh? Huh, Brian? It only includes all those other locations? Isthmus. I don't even know where 4th of July Cove is. I know Amarillo. Yeah, I know most of those. Little World. Hmm. Henry, how do I recommend using Dramamine? I would suggest you take it before you leave the house. If you're going to go on an overnight trip, I would suggest it before you leave the house, take half a pill. And then when you get to the landing, I would suggest you take the other half of the pill. And then I don't know if you're allowed to take two in one day. If you could, I would say before you go to sleep on the boat, take one. And then in the morning, take one. But most of the people that get in trouble with Dramamine try to take it after they're already sick. And that's, you have to get the medication in your blood system before. The thing I've seen work the best, I shouldn't say work the best, thing I see people use a lot that they don't get seasick is using the patches, the little patch that goes behind your ear. But for that, you need a prescription from your doctor. So, Dave wants to know, when is your next trip and from where? We have a trip scheduled for the end of the month on the Triton out of San Pedro going to Catalina. Problem is, we don't know if it's running. I'd like to tell you guys that we're running for sure, but I can't. I'm just guessing. I thought we would be running for sure this weekend because the stay-at-home order was supposed to end today, the 15th, and our life was supposed to get back to normal. You know, they asked us to stay home for 2 weeks, and then they changed it to 2 months. And now, with the last comment, they said there's no end to it, that we will have this stay-at-home order in some phase of it until there's a vaccine, a cure for it. But nobody knows if they're going to let us go fishing, or with charter guests, they're going to let us go this month, next month, August. Really, nobody knows, and there's no support. There's no help. Restaurant workers, they have a fund. A lot of other types of businesses, people are raising money for. Ain't no fun if you're a skipper, boat owner. You are just out of business and holding on to every penny, hoping you can survive. And that's what's going on. And I feel really bad for the guys that bought brand new boats or bought boats. The Tornado got bought and sold in the off season. They spent lots of money on it, and now they can't recoup any of it. And a lot of other boats spend lots of money on their boats, and they can't run. And nobody knows right now if if they're gonna open up small boats like mine, like 4 passengers or 6 passenger boats first, and then the bigger boats, and then the overnight boats, or if they're gonna open up everybody at one time. Nobody knows what's gonna happen. Some boats are talking about maybe not even having food service in the future. Nobody knows what to expect. So it's just a big mystery right now. I wish I had answers for you guys. I really do. Well, I guess the website's working because I'm seeing some orders come through. So that's good. I appreciate that. All the little stuff that you guys buy helps me out. So that's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking to buy lures or anything you can order off my website, I would appreciate it. Everything helps. And then for you younger guys that are here, um, I'm having my Youth Foundation Fishing Club meeting tomorrow. We're going to do it right here on YouTube Live tomorrow at 10 a.m. So we're going to be talking more about fishing for kids tomorrow. So I won't be talking about sport boats, but it's be more about gear like this that we use with the Youth Foundation. Because normally we have our kids club meeting the third Saturday of every month, and this is going to be the third one that's been canceled because of the virus. So it just really sucks. It's not good. Yeah, Dave, I agree. We all need to go fishing. We all need um, to get out on the water and go do some fishing. Diego, what city you're in if it's morning for you? I don't know. Yeah, Lloyd brings up a good point. So I'll tell you guys one story about seasickness. When I was in college, that's when I first started going on sport boats a lot. In high school, I didn't really go on sport boats. My family had a little boat, and we would go fish on that. And then what happened was when I was in college, I would go on like the half day boats, and they used to have a boat out of Belmont Pier that they called the barge boat, and the barge boat started running after the Annie B barge was closed down. So the barge boat was a boat you'd get on. It was a smaller boat, like 50 feet or something. It had to be at least 50 feet. And you would get on it in Belmont Pier, and it wouldn't go farther than maybe 100 yards past the breakwater. Like it wouldn't go out to the Horseshoe Kelp. It wouldn't go to Isers. It wouldn't go any place the half day boats and 3/4 day boats would go. It had to stay basically inside the breakwater, and then it could go just on the outside of the breakwater and anchor up along the breakwater. And it was good fishing. I mean, we catch bonita, barracuda. If you got lucky, it might be a yellowtail, white sea bass, halibut, stuff like that. So that was when I first got introduced to sport fishing and get on the boats. So then after that, I got onto the half day boats and 3/4 day boats. So those first years, I would get sick every trip. Every trip I got on the boat, I would get sick. And I loved being on the water, but I was going to get sick and I was going to throw up every trip. So I just got in the routine. When I got on the boat, I would buy a soft drink, buy a Coke or Diet Coke, whatever. And then I'd start working on my fishing tackle. And as soon as we left the breakwater, I knew I would get sick. It was just in my head. It was a routine. Past the breakwater, didn't matter if it was rough or flat. I would get sick, throw up, rinse out my mouth with the soda, drink the rest of it. I was fine. And I'd be fine the rest of the trip. I'd have a burger, get through the day, have a great time, catch fish. The rest of the day was fine. So this one day I'm on the boat. And it was a 3/4 day trip. And we were going to go fish like the 150 area, like Sculpin Ground, stuff like that. And I was on the boat, and I started putting my gear together. I'd already bought my soft drink, and I had my soda next to my tackle box. And this older gentleman came by because I'm my, I don't know, 21, 22, something like that, 20. So I'm kind of young then. So this older gentleman comes by. We start talking about fishing, and he pulls out a lure and says, I'm going to start off using this. And I pull out a lure and I say, well, I'm going to use this. And then he says, do you have this lure? So I go, well, I got something like that. And I show him my lure out of my tackle box. And we're going through tackle boxes, looking at the gear, and other guys get involved. And we're comparing jigs. And I'm learning what a surface jig is compared to a yo-yo jig. And I didn't know much about fishing. And I had the worst fishing gear. I had like the cheapest spinning rods. I didn't have any conventional gear. I just had stuff like that. So we did all that, and then sooner, I mean, I didn't even notice it until the skipper said, "Okay, get ready. We're at the spot. We're going to drop the anchor." And I look at the soda; it's never been opened, and I hadn't gotten seasick, and I hadn't thrown up, so I just opened up the soda and drank it. And that was really the last time um, that I even thought about getting seasick. So I've been on the water where it's been really ugly, very rough, and I've been nervous, but I didn't get seasick. So I think part of that is like Lloyd's saying, it can be in your head. My little brother, he used to, every once in a while when he was in grade school and high school, well, I guess it wasn't even high school, grade school then, he would come with me before I was on TV and I was doing stories for Western After News. I'd pick him up at my parents, take him with me. And one time we went on the Islander when it was running out of 22nd Street, 3/4 day trip. And he lost a couple yellowtail. I think he landed one. So he was always worried about getting seasick. So this one time I picked him up and I said, "Here's a brand new seasick pill. Take this." I said, "It'll make you a little hungry. You'll probably have an extra cheeseburger today, but you won't get sick." I said, "You won't get sick at all. Just take this pill." They sent it to me because I write for the magazine, newspaper, Western Ontario News. So try it out and you'll be fine. So he did that. He took the pill and fished all day, landed the one yellow, lost a couple of others. And at the end of the day, when I took him back to my parents, he asked me, "What's that pill?" So I can tell mom to buy it for me, Tainer. And it was Bayer aspirin. So he didn't know. And I think that's the last time he got, thought about seasickness. But so I agree a little bit with Lloyd. If you think you're going to get seasick, you're probably going to get seasick. Eric Estrada, hey Dan. Yeah, Eric, Rick, I've been applying for all the different programs and I haven't got anything. I even went to the bank a couple of times and tried to get the employee one so I could have Monica back. And they wouldn't even take applications. They told me that over 90% of the applications that they handed in the first round got denied or didn't get denied, just didn't get funded. So they weren't even taking any more applications till those other 90% got funded. But I did apply the first month. I think it was like the first week or first 2 weeks when it all started. But nothing's happened yet. Hey, Juan Carlos. Yeah, I mean, I seem to be healthy. We're working on the boat today, but I need to do charters. I need to make some income. I need to have, you know, in 33 years on television, I've never seen anything like this. So it's just really tough. I don't know. I don't want to harp on it because there's nothing we can do about it. We're all in this together. I'm glad they're opening up some businesses. Some people can get back to their living, trying to start their life again. But all of us are related around fishing. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, if you're on like what Lloyd's saying, if you're on a boat and you think you're going to start getting sick, don't be inside the boat. Don't be in the galley. Don't be, you want to be outside. So, yeah, you want to be outside. Yeah, Rick, the payroll protection deal is through the banks now. It was through the IRS originally, but now it's through the banks. IRS is more for private individuals. So your stimulus check, the $1,200. So the $1,200 isn't, my expenses for the business is well over the $1,200. I mean, just my house payments and way more than that. So yeah, Kevin, I saw that the Pachanga is going to open up in Temecula June 1st, and I don't know how that's. I don't know if they get to do that because they're a tribal nation. I don't. They're saying no crowds anywhere. I mean, they're not even letting the kids do the drive up graduations anymore. Where some of the schools, the kids would drive up with their family. They had a line of the cars. The kid would get out of the car. The parents would get out of the car. The kid would walk up, and the principal would give them their diploma, and they would take some pictures and stuff. And now the county said the schools can't do that anymore because that is a gathering. So if you can't do that with less than 10 people, I don't understand how they can get away with opening up a casino. I mean, I know I've seen pictures that they're going to turn the card tables into like little booths, but I still don't know how they're going to do that. I guess there won't be anybody going around serving them. I have no idea how it's going to work. Yeah, I already got unemployment, Julio. First time in my life I had to file for unemployment. I mean, it helps. It helps with, buying groceries and stuff like that. But, as far as expenses for the business, the thousands of dollars it takes to run a business, to do a TV show, that's not going to come from, it's not going to come from unemployment insurance. I need to be working. Sport boats need to be working. I need to be working with sport boats so I can help them with marketing. We can all make some money, but it's not happening. Julio, when you talk about the boat that sank in Mexican waters, was that a boat that the boat you were on in Ensenada, or was that a different boat that sunk in Mexican waters? Because if you're in a boat that left from Mexico and U.S. Coast Guard picked you up, then I can understand why you had to go through immigration and customs after you got out of the hospital. But if you were on a boat that left from San Diego, you shouldn't have to go through immigration because you were never on Mexican soil. Um, so I don't know. It's like the San Diego fleet when they leave out of San Diego and they go fish in Mexican waters. If you're more than 12 miles offshore, you don't need a passport. You don't need a Mexican visa. All you need is a Mexican fishing license in case you get stopped in Mexico. So the Mexican government's going to want to see a license. So, but if you're fishing like Coronado Islands out of San Diego, then you have to have a Mexican fishing license. You must have a passport, and you must have a Mexican tourist visa, which they sell there at the landing. So we'll see. Yeah, Tony, the Stardust episode is there. I just loaded it yesterday, and I got notice yesterday that's there. So if you go up there and you do a search for Stardust, you will see it. It's on the app. It's not on the YouTube channel. It's on the app on Vimeo, and you can see the Stardust. Yeah, that's a funny one, Carlos. He just wants to hit. He doesn't care how many casinos open long as he can go fish on the jetty. Yeah, Jeff, I saw that they canceled the drive-through graduations. That just seems ridiculous. Oh, what are these? So one of the guys, friend of mine, who was a volunteer, and he watches these once in a while. He said that he thought that you guys thought that the screen was freezing because I guess sometimes when I'm typing things in, and I guess I stay still too long, or I'm checking my phone or something. So he thought that people thought that the screen was frozen. So he made this up, and it just kind of rocks back and forth a little bit. And it's actually solar powered. And he thought that way you guys could tell that the screen's not frozen. So he made it, Steve made it, so I figured I'll put it there. So we'll see. So that's all that is. Nothing special. Here's the raffle prizes again. Magic Metal Light. 2 Magic Metal Jigs. These are probably more for rock fishing. And then a jig from Promar. You can use this for tuna or for rockfish. A Boone spinnerbait. And a bucktail. All that can be yours for $5. $5. And here's the raffle thing. Let me see if I can get April back in here. Here, April. That might be too close to me for her to come get it. Maybe she'll go there. She's thinking about it. Here she comes, like she's walking on quicksand. April. There she goes. She got what she wanted. And she's gone. Okay, Lloyd, I'll see you later. Yeah, I think we're going to do the raffle Monday just because I only have about 15 more minutes left. I need to leave here at 8 because one of the kids that joined my kids fishing club with the Youth Foundation many years ago when he was just about, I don't know, 12 or so, is graduating from USC today. So they're having a virtual graduation thing and wanted me to be a part of it. So I will be there. All right. She's thinking about it. Okay, so what are some of the things? Julio, yeah. It was when we were like 40 miles off the coast with a. Yeah, okay, Julio. So that makes sense. If you were on a boat that left from Ensenada, I could definitely understand why U.S. Coast Guard made you go through immigration. If you were on a boat out of San Diego, they wouldn't have done that. So it's fine. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Mexican waters is 300 miles from shore. Yeah, I don't know. It's 300 miles from shore. I just know if you're more than 12 miles offshore, you don't need a visa, but you do need a Mexican fishing license. So Roberto says I should put a hamster in the background. That way you guys would know. Okay. Yeah, Jeff, I guess maybe that thing is another thing to scare April away. I think her looking at my screen, looking at my face there, is enough to scare her away. So, yeah, Jose, if you're going out on your boat this weekend, please check the weather report. Because when I checked it yesterday, for sure today was a small craft advisory. I don't know what the weather report is for tomorrow, if it's settling down and it won't be so windy. So I don't know. Yeah, Kevin, I think that spinnerbait would be good for fishing for calicos and spotted bait bass. Um, I wouldn't mind trying this even at Catalina in the kelp. And I've used them spinnerbaits before in the kelp and the breakwater and done well. So I think it'd be fine. Okay, quick question. Joey has a question. What's Joey's question? Going fishing next week, Big Bear Lake. Taking my kids fishing just on the dock. You might want to call a tackle store up there because there is trout, but I saw a report about Big Bear this past week about that right now the carp are spawning, I think it is. And they said because of all the carp, the trout fishing has been really slow. And I don't know how if there's catfish there too. I've never fished for catfish at Big Bear. I've caught a lot of trout there, and I've even fished for bass there. I think they have smallmouth and largemouth there, but and I know they have a lot of carp. So you might want to just call your local, call a tackle store up there and ask them what they recommend. Kevin's on here right now, and he could give you some good baits for trout fishing. Or you could call Johnny's Sports Shop um, in Pasadena and ask Bobby. I'm sure Bobby would be glad to help you. But there's a store called Big Bear Sporting Goods. Um, they should be able to help you out too. I'm sure you can find them on Yelp or just Google it. Yeah, I normally fish power bait. I like those floating worms, mouse tails they call them. I mean, before they made those mouse tails, we were making them up, um, just doing that. So that would work out fine. But I would call a store up there and see what they suggest. Salty. So when you order the shirts, The company that makes them for us direct mails them straight to you. They don't come into us, so that way it's faster. So they normally take about a week to 10 days to make them, and they don't get the orders until Thursday because we're only in the office on Thursday. So they got if you just ordered it during the week this week, Thursday, yesterday, they got the order. If you ordered it 2 weeks ago, then that the first Thursday after you ordered it, the t-shirt company got the order. So nice we have people like this. And he's gone. Julio fish poppers, they're for tuna. I haven't really used them for yellowtail. I guess they would work if the yellowtail were boiling on the surface, but they really worked. They really work a lot better for tuna. That's what they're designed for. When the bluefin or yellowfin are breaking on the surface, that the poppers work really good. And poppers will work for stripers too at the lakes. But okay, guys, you got me for 10 more minutes. So if you have some questions, fire them away. I'll try to help you out. And I was still getting questions about knots. Edwin, cool. So you subscribe to my app, my Vimeo app. Is that it? So here, there's a raffle one, and here's my Vimeo app. So if you guys need video content to watch, there's got to be almost 100 episodes there or so on the Vimeo app, and they're all good quality, HD quality that you guys can watch on any device. If you have a smart TV, you can watch it on your TV. I'll be up in Northern California in September. I'm always there the last week in September. We fish on the New Hook Fin one day, and we fish on New Hook Fin and the Sea Wolf on the other day. Saturday, New Hook Fin, Sunday, the Sea Wolf. And I think you're going to see one of the New Hook Fin one pretty soon from last year where we caught all the stripers and white sea bass and stuff. So I think you guys are going to like it. What else? Yeah, and Kyle's is saying the right thing. Like, if you want a jig to fish yellowtail, this works two ways. One as a yo-yo jig, magic metal, the thin profile, and it's designed to work back really fast. Or you can fish it straight down and yo-yo it straight up. That works out good. But if you want something on the surface, then something like this, magic metal light, something with the belly on it. So that's flat on one side, belly down here. And that's designed to kick side to side. It's like a Tatty 45, stuff like that. Works out really good. Nick, I don't know if it's running for sure. They're talking about running tomorrow, the Gale Force, because they're going to test their new engines out. But if they haven't called you to say it's canceled, they might be running this weekend. I haven't heard. I talked to the owner of the boat earlier in the week, and he wasn't 100% sure when I talked to him what the plan was. Everyone's kind of nervous about losing their insurance, not being covered. So I think that's kind of the deal. Salty, that's a good idea. I have a knot that nobody knows the knot. It works out really good. I guess we could call it the Dan Hernandez knot. Let me tie it for you guys. So here's my monofilament. I have a spool of line here. So this is how, I guess we can call this the Dan Hernandez knot. I haven't seen this knot in any books anywhere. So here's the hook, here's the line. Put the line through the eye of the hook. Put it through. Put your finger to block the hook, like this. And then here's the eye of the hook. Here's my finger just in front of it. And all you do is go 1, 2, 3 times. Do that again. 1, 2, 3 times. Slide the line off your finger. And there's the knot still. Take this line, go through the loop, and just cinch it down. That's all there is to it. And I would wet it a little bit. Tighten it up, slide it down. And we can call that the Dan Hernandez knot. Never seen that knot in any books, any manuals, anywhere. And then you just tighten it up. Pair of dikes. Pull it. You want to pull hard here because if the knot breaks, you want it to break here. You don't want it to break on an 80-pound tuna that you hooked up. So there's that. That knot works out really good. A knot that, if you wanted a traditional knot that works good like this. A Palomar knot. And if you need more help with knots, you can join me tomorrow for the Kids Club meeting. So you get your line, you fold it in half. Here's a line. Fold it in half. And just get it like that. And then slide this through here. Tie a little overhand knot. So it looks like that. Reach through the loop, grab the hook, slide it down. Always wet it. And that's it. Again, pull tight. Cut off the tag end. And that's a Palomar knot. That's not the Dan Hernandez knot, that's the Palomar knot. So there's 2 knots. Jeff, I don't know what year the Annie B closed. It was a long time ago. Ken, when I tie Spectrum fluoro or mono to fluoro, I normally tie a double uni knot, or I tie an RP knot. That's what I do. Johns Collins knot. Joe, can I talk about the Stardust trip? What would you like to know about the Stardust trip? The trip that's going to air the end of this month. I don't have a Stardust trip this year. I had one last year. But I do have a trip on the Coral Sea this year out of Santa Barbara. And that'll be an overnight trip. But that Stardust trip was a great trip. We left out of Santa Barbara. We went all the way in between Santa Rosa and San Miguel Island. We fished kind of like in that little gap there. And took us 3 hours to get there. and it took us 1 hour to get our limit of fish. I think we had 28 people on the boat or 30 people on the boat, and it took an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes at the most, for everybody on the boat to limit out. And it was big quality fish, big fish. So that was really good. It was great fishing. Have we heard that? FG not? Nope. Can you talk about? Did that? Do you remember the date of the live video live? No, I don't remember that date. But that's the knot that my dad taught me is the Hernandez knot. That's what I'm calling it now, Hernandez knot. Since you guys said I should name a knot, put my name on it. That's a knot I've been using most of my life. And it's not in any books. It's not anywhere else. My dad showed me how to tie that knot. So it was taught to me by Hernandez. We'll call it the Hernandez knot. I think that's a good idea. We'll call it the Hernandez knot. Eric, fishing Big Bear. Okay, so he's giving advice. Yeah, the other thing about the guy who's going up to Big Bear, if you have a 2-rod stamp, I would really suggest you use 1 rod, put power bait, whatever you want, and leave that rod there. And then use another one with a cast master or a little jig and throw the jig, or even a trout little jerk bait. Those work out a lot of fun. And lots of times you get bit on the jigs. So I like those. Yeah, you guys, please give me a thumbs up. We only got 40 people today. Thumbs up. And I only have about 2 more minutes. I got to go. It's already 8 o'clock. So let me see if I can answer a couple more questions. So I got to go. Yeah, try the Hernandez knot. It's a pretty easy knot. It's very, very simple knot to tie. And in the Iser booth at the Fred Hall show, where they have competitions for different knots, it's up there in the top, 5%, 10% of the knots for strength. And it worked out really good. So, yeah, this year, fishing on TV, I'm going to show it as the Hernandez knot. Maybe not the Dan Hernandez knot. I'll call it the Hernandez knot. That'd be cool. So watch this season. You might see the Hernandez knot on TV. Maybe do an tackle box segment so I can get in there sooner. So we'll see. Yeah, Dave, there's spots left on the Coral Sea trip. Just go to my website, and under my website, there's a page there that says, on the left there, it says book online underneath the logo with the different categories. Just click there and you'll see all the trips for the year. And if you guys could sign up for trips, even though we don't know exactly when we're going to run, it would really help. So here is a link that you guys can use to go to my website and see all the trips that we have listed there. All right. Now, Kevin, we're going to call it the Hernandez knot. I like that better. Okay, last time I'll show you the Hernandez knot, because I got to really go because that graduation's already started. It started a half hour ago. So here is the Hernandez knot. Fishing line. Hook. Put the line into the hook. So here's the hook. Here's the fishing line going through the eye of the hook. Now, here's the hook. And I have to put my finger in front of the hook. So you see the hook part there. And here's the eye of the hook. But to tie the knot, I need to put my finger blocking the eye of the hook. Then I'm just going to go 3 times over my finger. That's it. Then I'm going to undo the line off my finger. And I'll show you the hook there so you can see it. So there's the hook. I'll mess this up. The line has to be around the bottom line too. So there's a bottom line. Here's the hook. Here's my finger. It's going to block it. And you got to put the line 3 times around your finger and around the line. So you see the line going through there. Here's the 3 lines. So now you see the hook with the line going through the hook. I'm just going to take this tag in and go through the loop. I would never tie it like this, but that way the camera can see it. So it's like this, cinch it down, wet it, and just slide it down. And that's the Hernandez knot. And it's simple, it's only 3 wraps. Sometimes I'll wrap it 5 times, but for most fishing, I just wrap it 3 times. And I think I've tied it up to 50-pound test, maybe 60. There you go, Hernandez knot. Okay, guys. Well, thank you very much. Enjoy your evening. Again, there's the link for that. Here is the link for my app. If you guys could please subscribe to my app. I could use a lot more subscribers there. Please like this video before you leave. And if you're interested in getting into the raffle for next week, for Monday, please go to the use this link here and go to my website and get the raffle prizes. And don't forget that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. I'll be back here live for our kids club. And again, it's going to be talking mainly about catching bluegill and real basic stuff for the kids. So that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah, Roger, nobody's going out right now that I know of. Maybe the gale force is going to run tomorrow, but I don't even know if it's going to be a charter, if it's just going to be a goof-off trip because they want to test out their new engines. They just installed new engines. But as far as I've heard, nobody's running down here in Southern California. But I think it's the California Dawn up in Berkeley in Northern Cal is posting that they're running this weekend. So I don't know if the closures there got lifted or not, but sounds like they're going to run. Okay. If you want to send a donation for my youth foundation, because we need to replace about $3,000 worth of stuff that got stolen. Oh, where is that website? I guess I need to bring it up here. Let me bring it up. So the website address is dancekids.org. And on the very top of the website, there's a green button, I believe it is. Oh. Okay, well, dance. Okay, it's up now. It looked like it was down. So here is a link you can use for danskids.org. And you can donate to us there. And any donation will help. We need $3,000 just to replace everything that was stolen. And any cash donation you can make would be great. We got to replace all the stuff that got stolen. So thank you guys. Any donation you can make, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, so please support me any way you can. Get the app, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and if you need to buy fishing tackle, get off my website. And please support your local tackle store for all the real stuff you need. So, and if you want to order any B52 bucktails or magic metal jigs, please use this code here, save20, and you'll get 20% off on my website for magic metal jigs and for B52 bucktails. All right. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. I got to run to this graduation. Bye.